my name is Marissa, and I started this mini canvas series in the month of January this year because I miss traveling so much. And on an average, every month I used to travel at least once or twice. So this year I just compiled all my travel pictures and I have started painting them. And I'm from Nainital. So today we will be painting my hometown, Nainital, because it is, I think, I'm very privileged to be from such a small town, but a tourist destination everybody likes. And plus it's ours, like instead of like, you look at Instagram, you look at places like Lake Como and things like that, but then we have our own very own Lake Como in India. So today we'll be painting Nainital. So we will be painting on 10 by 10. What I'm using is a 10 by 10 canvas board. But if you have a thick paper, which is like more than 250 GSM, you can use that paper also. Something like this, like a thick paper. So what I've done, I have put a masking tape around it. So then this is 10 by 10 centimeters. You can use something like this, and later on you can just rip out the masking tape and then you can cut it. What we need to do first is I am going to take a small ruler, because I just want to show you. First, I'll just show you what we'll be painting today. This is a painting that I've done. It's of Nainital. So we'll be painting, I'll just show you how to scale it down and then break it down into squares. So then you can draw also with me, and then we'll start painting. So I'm taking a small ruler like this. Okay. So what I want to do first is just divide my canvas into 4 sections. So I'm going to take from here to here, it's 10. So I'm just going to take 5. I'll just split it into the middle. Okay. And then this is the middle point. So I'm going to divide the canvas into 4 sections so that it just becomes easier for you all to follow me while I'm drawing. Before I start, I just want to say that we'll be using acrylic paints. We'll be learning how to use, how to layer on clouds, because painting clouds takes time. So it's a landscape painting. So, you learn how to paint water, you learn how to paint clouds, you learn how to paint greenery around and some shadows. So when it comes to foliage and things like that. We are standing here and looking at the town from this angle. So at least from a point of view, I will be where I'm standing is in Nainital, it's called China Peak. So I'm going to take you on a virtual tour. So first of all, I'm going to paint, we're going to start with the hills. Okay, so now we'll divide this. So much is going to be our sky. Okay. Now I'm going to just bring this hill. So, just draw this. And now I am going to draw the lake. The lake, for those of you who don't know, is like a mango shape. Okay. So the curve is actually here. So this is supposed to be the distance. This is supposed to be the lower side of the lake, which is called Talital. This side is the upper side. It's called Malital. While I'm painting, I'm just going to give you a little bit of trivia. This hill has all the schools. Okay, Nainital is very famous for schools like Sherwood College, All Saints, St. Joseph's. All the schools are here on this hill. Okay, so if you go to Nainital, you will see the schools are all on one hill. Now I'm just going to draw these hills. These hills are not. These hills are part of Nainital district. Okay, they're not part of the town. we just draw 3 peaks, but this, keep in mind, this is going to be in the distance. So when we are drawing this, this is going to be in the distance. When you are going to paint this, please keep this area a little lighter. Okay, I'll teach you also, but just keep this in mind. And now over here, I'm just going to, because we're standing on top, I'm just going to draw a cottage with a slate roof. Okay, so this is the roof of the cottage. This parallel, these 2 lines parallel. Then, so you just have to draw a slight tilted rectangle. And this is on the this square. So this is going to be, this is a very old looking cottage. Okay, so we will be, I'm just going to draw straight lines over here just for reference. We'll be painting over this, but I just want, you know, it's always nice when you have some lines that you can refer to. Okay, so this is going to be, this is an old cottage. Okay, so we're standing here looking down at the city. So, you know, we can see the roof. We'll just draw another house over here. You know, just to give some sort of life. Now our drawing is done. So we will be painting the sky, and just to let you know, the sky, I'll be teaching you how to do the clouds as well. So just keep in mind that we're going to be starting from the top, okay, and then going to the bottom. What I'm using for the sky is going to be a flat brush like this. We'll be using cobalt blue, Persian blue, basically the set of 12 that you have. And if you have turquoise, we'll be using turquoise. Otherwise, don't worry, I'll tell you how to make it. Okay, so we are using cobalt blue. So we'll use cobalt blue. I'm just telling you the colors we need for the sky now. We need to go from cobalt, then we'll paint it slightly mauve, and then a slightly darker blue. I'm just going to show you in this picture. You have the sky, which is cobalt, then you have like a gray thing, and this line is in Nainital. It's called the winter line. Okay, you can see it only after 4 p.m. and this line is like a very distinct line. It's called the winter line, and it only comes in October, November. Now we have cobalt. Now we'll use to make the slightly mauvish grayish color, we'll use Prussian blue. Okay, just take out very little, like, you know, if you need more, you can take it out, but see, like, don't squeeze your tubes too much. Just use very little paint. So this is Crimson Lake. This should be in your pack of 20, because like I use white a lot, so I've bought a big titanium white, and also I have like a cloth that you use to wipe out the water. So I'm going to wet my brush a little, use cobalt, okay, and now I'm just going to go in with this. And if you're using a canvas or canvas board, try and paint the sides also, because then otherwise it looks a little incomplete. Paint the sides also. And the best part about acrylic paints is it's a very forgiving medium. So just in case you feel like you've made a mistake, you've gone a little lower than you should have, don't worry about it, because you can always paint over this. Okay, so this is the basic sky. I'm going to wash the brush now. This is how I wipe it. Now let's make the color move. So this is Prussian blue. You mix it with little red, not too much. Okay. Take some white. And if you see, I am blending it towards the red. So it gives a slightly warmer color. And then don't worry if the mauve hasn't come out exactly like mine, because it's the sky. So, you know, and plus it's your interpretation of however you'd like the sky to look. Just the only thing is you need to just follow the techniques. I'm using the brush horizontally. So this helps me draw, like, you know, keep it like straighter lines, make straighter lines. It controls the lines. So I just want this to be slightly lighter because I'm finding this slightly dark. So I'll just add a little more white to it. I just want to know, I just want to let you all know this is like, let's pretend this is like around 4:35 in the evening. Okay, now we are just going to do the winter line. So the winter line, I would use Prussian and a little white. And this comes as almost a straight line. You can use some more Prussian blue. So the reason why I was so liberal with the size of the brush is because you can use one point of the brush to make it small for details and things like that. So even though this is like a 6 number brush, I can use it as a 0 number. I think I'm going to go higher with the winter light, because the clouds will also come and then it'll give a good contrast. So all you have to do is just wet your brush and then just straighten this line. So now I'm just going to start with the clouds. The clouds we will, what's it called? We will do it step by step, because we have to keep coming back to the clouds. Okay, because we'll have to layer the clouds. Now I have washed my brush. I've dried it. I'm going to take some plain white and just wet the tip. Just wet the tip. This is the back of the brush and this is how the front looks. Now over here, I'm just going to start from just above the move line and we're just going to pat our brush. Just to give an effect of clouds. They would like it. I just want to just give you a rough idea of how I paint my clouds, which has worked for me. Because you should sometimes, clouds become very stiff, like the curves. So I just tap my flat brush and it works. This works out well for me. And especially don't add more water to it. If it is dry, then it is better because then you'll have that like this fade out effect. With paper, just to give you a little tip, just use thicker, like your base color should be slightly thicker. Then, and don't use too much of water also. Similar to canvas, but like don't water it down. See, even if you have watercolors also, you can use the same thing. It's just that you'll have to mix a little more water in it. Otherwise, it's. I'm going to leave the clouds right now because I'll come back to the clouds. Because the clouds the first base needs to dry. So let's start on the hills now. We'll do the background. That is the the background hills. Like the town ends here. So we are looking at the view from here. So the background hills, which are these three. For these, we need yellow ochre. We need sap green. So I'm going to just yellow ochre, mix it with slight green. This is like going to be the background color. Now I'm going to add slight Prussian blue. This is the darker blue. Okay. Into this mixture that I have. And now here, I'm going to use the tip. We'll have to come back to this and wait for it to dry. But just basically, the light will be coming from this angle. Okay, so just keep that in mind while you're painting. So all this that is darker, we want to keep some shade of it, some light, some shadows. So just to give you an idea. I just want to add some white. So I want to just use this. I'm just painting this side just to give slight light. I just want to see when we start painting this, then I just want it to look like these are not part of these hills. We'll start with this hill, but what I want to do, because I used ochre, yellow ochre in this, we will use lemon yellow. So I'm just going to put a little lemon yellow. For the hills, we will need lemon yellow, and we will use Prussian blue. And also, I'm going to take out a little black. I'm taking out just very little. This is going to be only towards the end. I will use ochre and just dab it on the hill. Just not everywhere, just in some places. Basically, the light is hitting this hill over here. And also lemon yellow, I would want to start putting here. So basically, we've got 1, 2, and this is the third hill. And also, right now, I just want to just lighten this also slightly with lemon yellow, so that just to highlight it. Now I'm going to go in with plain sap green. Wow, see, it's always better to start with light and then we can go into dark. Like right now, it's on the camera, it's looking slightly darker than actually what it is. But just keep it light. Then, like, you know, if you want to add black, you can add black and things like that, but just keep it. This is basically, we need to show that this is a different hill compared to this. And also this is like, you know, it's done in process. So this is not the finished product. Once you layer it with black and things like that, then it will look nice. So now we'll just continue with this other hill. We'll come back. I've left, you know, places a little bit like white like this, so that, you know, these are like buildings, okay? This hill, just for everybody's reference, most people in Nainital live on this hill. It's called the Talidal Hill. The Nainital Zoo is also here. So how we'll be painting this is we'll just go in with just straight away sap green. So we'll use, actually every hill should look a little different because, you know, this hill is heavily populated with houses. Okay, so we'll come back to this hill with adding houses as well. But I just want to show that I need this to be slightly darker. So we'll add Prussian blue to the sap green. Yeah, so now just see the angle of the lake. Okay. Keep your brush like this only. Okay, and just tap Prussian blue like this. Okay. So I'm going to make this slightly darker, and also I'm going to use the corner of my flat brush, and we'll be using just to distinguish. Just add some slight, this doesn't have to be a line. This can be like something like trees. Just add that. We will come back to this and we'll add houses and all later. So we'll be adding white to these. But if you've got like a old brush, like a old flat brush or a round brush also is okay, but it's best if it is like your oldest brush which you think like you'll never use. The tip of the brush, we have to go in like this at like a proper 90 degrees. You know, so just to show trees or things like that. So I'm just going to just like use a dry brush, okay? And the rougher the bristles are, the better. Okay. Okay, so it has to just be a very rough. Yeah. So we'll add a Prussian blue, and a slight black. Slight. Okay. So now on my palette, I just want to show you. It'll be looking like, you just keep doing this till you get this. Okay. So just the tips. Don't go directly on the canvas or paper, otherwise you'll get this. So let's just practice like this, and then you'll get it. And now I will go in like this. Just keep in mind now, I just want to straighten this line because this is going to be part of the lake. Okay. I'm going to use turquoise. For those of you, anybody who doesn't have turquoise, I can just give you just brief how to make turquoise. Use some Prussian blue and this, my least favorite green in the palette. This is Viridian. Okay, so you can mix both of this along with white. So we'll be putting shadows on this side and along with this. So this is, again, just tap your brush. This is going to be a darker section. I'm using the tip of my brush to just go down like this for reflection. We've started with the reflection. And now I would like to I'm just wetting my brush and just going in to smoothen this out. And now I'm going to go with this white. This is going to add a little contrast. To the whole painting, you know, because when anybody looks, this is the first thing they're going to see. So if it is, if you have contrasting colors, it makes the painting look very attractive. And now you can just blend. So now you have the shadow of this hill. I'm just going to and I have to just blend some more turquoise here. Again, if you like, you can use this brush that we had used for, you know, just to give some rough edges for the reflection. And now, like I have this brush, just take very little color, very little color on your brush, and see it's now all you have to do is just go slide back and forth. Just slide back and forth. Just so that you get some color, very, very slight. If you don't want to touch the lake, don't touch it. If you think it's looking nice, then don't touch it. For the house, now you had, we already had this crimson and Prussian on our palette, right? Yes. You can mix it. I would like to add a little red, a little extra red to it. Yeah, just use this. Just add more red to it. Also some slight white, because just to make it look brighter, you can just make the base a little light, and then you can go in with your dark colors. So I would like to tell everybody that this roof is made out of stone. Okay, so it is slate. So we'll be making lines with it. It will be like this. Okay, so if you have little ochre, whatever's there in your palette, just after this base, we will add little bit of everything so that it gives some sort of texture. So it looks like stone. So the colors that we'll be using, you know, just a little bit of everything would be ochre, Prussian blue mixed with white. So then you can, and just use a flat brush so that you can go parallel to the lines that you made. So here I'm using, I've added Prussian to the move only. And then I'm just going to just go up like this. And then this is ochre. With the same brush, no need of washing it. You can just slight ochre. You know, so that, because this is up close. And, just add some, wash your brush nicely. Wipe it so that you get all the green and everything off. Use a little lemon yellow, little ochre, this, and little white. Maybe a little bit more white, because this is going to be the wall of the cottage, and it has to give that, you know, that really old vintage look. So I'm just going to bring this down. For finishing touches, we will we can use a pen also. You know, if you have any micron pen, or even if you have a some waterproof ink, you can go use that. If you're comfortable to use the details with a black brush, you can. So I would suggest use a pen like this, a micron pen, for the details. This doesn't matter because it is waterproof. So you can just draw like a brick design, and then also little bit of design over here on the wall, so that it gives some detail. So over here, you have just use what's it called, green. What we did over here, you can just use green, and then you use your black color that we had taken out. You use that to show branches. So this would be slightly lighter than this here. And also just put little white lines with this horizontal brush. Just use slight white dots.
Later on, we can just refer to this picture and then draw accordingly.
So this is a piece done of St. Basil's Cathedral on a 10 by 10 mini canvas with acrylic paints. This is also a mini canvas, but it is of a resort in Nainital. This is my hometown, Nainital. So also acrylic on canvas. And this picture is also a school in Uttarakhand in Nainital. This is a snow depiction of a snowfall.